جايين من كل مكان للصويرة زينة البلدان زوروا ونرجع فرحان.
With the permission of Hashem, we approach now the holy days of Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot. There is a connection between all those holy days, and that each one should know that, a baby, there is a time that his mother, she's pregnant, he's born, he's growing, and then he become a man. Well, this is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah, the baby is born. And as you know, that Hashem on Rosh Hashanah, when a man do a good teshuvah, Hashem, he compare him as a newborn. It's like he was born now. And then he's gonna grow. He's gonna grow. So he's gonna go between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. Well, on Kippur, already he's growing. And Sukkot is a mesh. Sukkot is gonna do Simchat Torah, he's gonna sing, he's gonna be with Hashem in the Sukkah. As we know that on Sukkot, Hashem, he is with us in the Sukkah. That we call Tzilah D'Mehmunut. We have to believe that Hashem on Sukkot, he is with us. And on Sukkot, we invite all the holy fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, David, Yosef, Pinchas, Shlomo. And can you imagine if all those tzaddikim came to your sukkah? So all the tzaddikim come. Who will see our patriarch coming and they will not come. So you see, there is a procedure. Getting pregnant, born, to become a mensch, to grow, and to become a mensch. Born on Rosh Hashanah, growing between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, Yom Kippur, you are already in front of Hashem, and Sukkot, you are a mensch. But before all this, I have to explain something. One day they asked Baal Shem Tov, do you believe in Hashem? It's incredible. Can you imagine, you ask this question to Baal Shem Tov, do you believe in Hashem? And Baal Shem Tov said, no, I don't believe in Hashem. People were shocked. What? He said, no, I don't believe, I know him. Hey, I know him. Believe, that means that you had, you've been working so hard to believe that there is Hashem. But knowing Hashem is above belief. Knowing, I know. V'yid'u ki Hashem. A lot of times. It's silly to work hard to believe in Hashem. Why? It's so stupid not to believe in Hashem. It's so easy to understand that Hashem is the boss. And you have to know him. Knowing Hashem, the Gemara said, the Rambam said, what will be the purpose? Mashiach coming. What we have today, we will still have this when Mashiach will come. So what special, what he will bring? What new Mashiach will bring? And the Rambam said, the duty of Mashiach, what the Mashiach will do, what he will do to us, is to teach us that there is Hashem. They will teach us there is Hashem. A lot of times you talk with people which they believe in Hashem, but their belief is half-half. One day yes, one day no. When you know Hashem, there is no half-half. Once you know, you don't do anything bad against Hashem. There is in each synagogue you have there a big note. You should know in front who you are standing. Yes, okay, you are in the shul, you are in the synagogue, but your mind is away. He's in Australia, he's in America, he's somewhere. You don't know where you are. You dream. You have to know where you are, where you're sitting. David HaMelech said, Shiviti Hashem linigdi tamid. Always you have to see Hashem in front of you. I would like to tell you today what's going on. Why today, in our generation, there is a lot of Torah today. There is a lot of Jewish schools, there is a lot of synagogues, there is a lot of kashrus, a lot of mikvaot, there is a lot of Torah, there is yeshivot everywhere. There is a lot. Wherever you go, you see there something Jewish, of food, mikveh. You know, I was no man. I was shocked. I was there for, before Rosh Hashanah, I was there for a few hours. I saw Jewish people coming back to Uman. I saw thousands of people, streets. I mean, can you imagine? Who could believe a communist country 20 years ago is become now like a capitalist country? People, Jewish people, started to come back there. I mean, this year they were there for Rosh Hashanah, more than 70,000 people. Can you imagine that? I mean, today, Baruch Hashem, we have everything, but there is a problem. Today we have a big test, big nisayon today, big nisayon, and that kind of test, no one can fight it. It's a big problem. You know, before to walk in the street with a beard, it was not nice. People look at you, hey, he's a Jew. I remember how many times people look at me. Today, you walk in the street, wherever you are, they see you with payos, they see you with beard, with a hat. They don't take no notice of you. I mean, today, it's even in Morocco. I was in Morocco. It's an Arab country. I was there. And people, they look at me, they say hello, hi, shalom, and they will say shalom. I mean, today, they know that there is Jewish people, they have beard, they have payot, people know that. Today, to be Jew, it's easy. But still, today, we live in once it was very hard to show that you're a Jew. I remember in Paris, there was a lady, she's a Jew, and she did not have a mezuzah in her house. And somebody asked her, why you don't have mezuzah? She said, I'm afraid. It's true. Before, people were afraid to have a mezuzah outside the door, outside the house. Today, you see streets, mezuzot. You go to London, you go to wherever you go to America, you go to Montreal, hundreds of streets. You see mezuzot. People today, they're not ashamed to be Jew. But unfortunately today, the biggest Yitzhara of the generation today, it's of course unfortunately, the biggest Yitzhara is to fight the certain technological material that it's hard for you to find them. Once you test them, it's finished. And that can bring you down from your religion. I mean, you know what I mean. Today there is some electronic, today the technology, it advanced so quick, and a lot of people, unfortunately, they got mad with just this new technology. They live only with the today you see people all day are playing, all day are talking, all day, they have no time, no for the wife. Even the wife, she has no time for the husband no time for the children don't have. Then, you know what a boy told me yesterday? He told me that I told him, how was Rosh Hashanah? He said, okay, where you been? With my parents. And I asked him, and have you been sitting with your parents at the table? He said, no. I said, why? He said, well, I have things to do. You see, even on Rosh Hashanah, his mind was with playing games, internet, text to here, text to there. I mean, even Rosh Hashanah, the only day that he has to stay with his parent, he's not with his parent. So I asked him, what about your parent? He said, well, it was a quick Rosh Hashanah, a quick Seder. We stayed 4 hours now, Seder in my house, talking Torah, talking about Rosh Hashanah, talking about Hashem, talking about forgiveness. And look, those family, where they were. So when they going to sit together? Never. Never. And this is the biggest Yitzhara of today. Today, it's not the Yitzhara to be Jew or not to be Jew, to be ashamed to be Jew or not. Today, Yitzhara is those technological equipment, high-tech. I mean, all this is good, but if you are not the slave of this, and you have to be very careful how to use it, how to control it. I promise you, on Rosh Hashanah, somebody in Ra'anana came to see me. He said, Rabbi, you have to help me. I take drugs. I said, you take drugs? He said, yes. How do you do that? He said, but not the drug, I said, so what kind of drug? He said, the drug, I see things that I should not see. I am married, I'm happy, and I'm sick of that. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop. I promise you, hundreds of people, they came to see me this year to tell me those kind of stories. Well, you may say they're crazy. No, they're not crazy. It's the test of the generation in front of the thing. And this is Rosh Hashanah is about. Rosh Hashanah is you born. Hayom Harat Olam. On Rosh Hashanah you born. Okay? Well, forget the past. The past, you were a slave of all the technological, instrument, equipment. Okay. Now you should be a mensch. Now you have to grow. Now turn the page. And be a mensch on Sukkot. But Sukkot Tishvu Shvat Yamim. Have the patience to stay 7 days in the Sukkah. Stay there, sleep there, eat there. Hashem wants to teach you how to stay. I mean, Hashem give you we say in Yom Kippur, Ki bayom hazeh, the day Yom Kippur, Hashem forgive all the things that you did. Because in front of Hashem, you will be pure. Very good. You will be pure in front of Hashem. But to be pure in front of Hashem, there is conditions. What is the conditions? First, are you new? Are you a newborn? Are you a newborn? Because on Rosh Hashanah you have to turn the page. Elul, the month of Elul, give you the opportunity to change. It's the month that you get, it's like your mother, she's pregnant. And then you're born. Hayom Harat Olam, Rosh Hashanah you're born. So that means you have to turn the page. You have to have a new brain. So between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur you have to grow. And then Be'ezat Hashem, on Sukkot you are a mensch. On Sukkot you are a new one. On Sukkot you stay, it's Bereshit. You start the new Torah, you start the Torah again. It's like he said you just started now. It's a Bereshit for you as well. So Hashem give us the opportunity that we can. I would like to tell you something. I took a decision lately. When I go to the hotel, first thing I do, I have not only to switch off the television, but to take the plug from the interrupter. I take it. So somebody that he was with me said, "Why you do that?" I said, "I want to be 100% that I will not have the Yitzhara to switch it on." He said, "Well, you, Rabbi David, you will switch it on. You will see." I said, "Who knows? I am like you. I am only a human being. I have the Yitzhara too. Don't think because I have a beard that I don't have the Yitzhara. I have the Yitzhara too. And the Yitzhara will just tell me, why you don't, there is an earthquake in Mexico, look at the news. And from that, who knows what I will see after. So I want to take precautions. I don't want to see. I want to make sure That's it. There is nothing. There is nothing left for the Tzara to push me. So what I have left in my room, or to study Torah, or to do. I'm not asking you to do that. It's just I take because you have to be clever with the Tzara. There is conditions how to be a mensch and to be a good Jew for the rest of the year. First, you have to be a new person, a newborn. That's in Rosh Hashanah. Growing between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. On Kippur, Be'ezat Hashem, you are already a man. And then on Rosh Hashanah, on Sukkot, so you prepare yourself to be, what Hashem wants from you now that you are a man. Now that you be standing in front of Hashem on Yom Kippur. No, now, well, what can you show? Show me, what can you do? And then, if really you survive all those, and you respect those three conditions, so of course, the rest of the day will be good. And then you will know Hashem. You understand? Emunah and Hashem is very important. But what is more than Emunah is to know Hashem. Knowing Hashem. There is a Rebbe, a big Rav Steinman Shalita. He said, on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, we say that the Teshuvah and the Tzedakah, and when you fast, that take off all bad decrees. Teshuvah, that means you come back to Hashem. That helps you to take off all the bad decrees. So the Rav Steinman asked a question. He said, what about the Torah? Why the rabbi, they don't say that when you study Torah, it helps you to take off all the bad decrees. Why only Teshuvah and Tzedakah and fasting? So I don't know what he answered, but I said a beautiful answer. I said, what's the purpose to study Torah if you are not clean? First, if you want to feel the Torah, because the Torah clean you. First, before you start to study Torah, take engagement. Take some engagement between you and Hashem. Do Teshuvah. The bad things that you did last year, don't do them. Ask Hashem to forgive you, not to that because you did them. First Teshuvah. Clean yourself of Teshuvah. Because when you do Teshuvah, you clean yourself. Sometimes you are so dirty. The more averot you do, the more sin you do, you are very, very dirty. So first, do a good Teshuvah. And help your Teshuvah with the tzedakah. When you do tzedakah, you save people from death. You give them food. And then, suffer yourself. Tzom, fast. All the bad things that you did, all the things that you were not kosher, that you did all year. Take this engagement. A lot of people, they say, we eat kosher in the house. But outside the house, they don't eat kosher. What? They have two stomachs? One stomach is kosher, one stomach is not kosher. Do they have the two mouths? One mouth is kosher, one mouth is not kosher. It's stupid. You have to understand with your brain. You have to decide, this or this. You don't have two stomach. You don't have two mouth. No. You don't have two eyes. With two eyes you see good things, and the other two eyes you see bad things. No. So first, you have to do Teshuvah. Then tzedakah, then fast, jeûn, tzom. Once you correct all those three things, automatically you will study Torah. I don't have, if I invite you home and you have a beautiful table, I don't need to tell you, sit and eat. You've been invited to eat. I invite you to eat. Now, what you need to do before you eat, you have to wash your hand. You have to sit. And you have to take there is some conditions before you start eating. And then there is a spoon, there is a knife. Food. I don't need to tell you, eat, I invite you to eat, because if I invite you, it's to eat. Each person should know that he is here to respect Hashem. to respect Torah mitzvot. So my friend, Hashem, He was very nice to us. Hashem, He gave us those 3 Hagim, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot, and Simchat Torah, 4 Hagim. I mean, to make us a new person. It's like there is stage. There is born, growing, being a mensch, and then action. Now you are a mensch. And this is something that each one of us should know. And this is what Rosh Kippur is about. You know, my friend, that we say, a few days ago, we did Shabbat Shuvah. There's a Shabbat, we call that Shabbat Shuvah, Shabbat Arichta, the long Shabbos. It's a long, why we call it, why this Shabbat is so special that we call it Shabbat, the Shabbat of Teshuvah? Why? Well, I think, my friend, that Hashem, He wants to help us. We live in a generation of a lot of temptation. There is a lot of Yitzhara. As I told you before, today the biggest Yitzhara of all Yitzhara is what? Unfortunately, is internet, is the iPhone. If you use it badly. I mean, can you imagine today how many things you can do with it? I mean, it's a lot of family will destroy because of this. I mean, you have to be careful. I will not tell people not to use it. I'm not, at least the rabbi taught me. I mean, I'm just talking. I hear problems, from every day I hear problems. And I have so much problems, and I see the damage that caused through this. So, today, I know a lot of people that used to study Torah, and today they don't study Torah anymore because their mind is occupied with news, with other things. Be'emet, this is my 2 telephones. I mean, I'm clever, Baruch Hashem. I can have as well an iPhone, everything. I can. I need it. But I'm worried. If I will have it, I will have a problem. What problem I will have? I will not have time anymore to study Torah because people will send the text of brachot. I mean, people do we know that, and I have to answer them. If I don't answer them, it's not polite. So now that they know that I don't have, so they don't write me. So they have to call the office. So at least I reduce my time. At least I get the time to do good things, other things that I can do. I know, but this is I mean, Hashem give us an opportunity for all generations. Sukkot, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, and between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, Sukkot, and Simchat Torah. As I told you before, this, if you take them seriously, that could help you, Be'ezat Hashem, for the whole year. You know why we call Shabbat Arichta, the long Shabbos, this Shabbat Shuvah? You know why? Because the Shabbat Shuvah, after 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, is fabulous. 2 days after Rosh Hashanah that help us. So many times we heard the shofar. You know what the Rashi said? Why we blow the shofar? He said before, long time ago, when there is war between two enemies, so what they used to do, the enemies, they used to blow, shofarim, so very strong, so that other enemies, when they hear the blowing of the shofar, they were afraid. So if they are afraid, they run. When they run, they lose the war. So this is why we blow the shofar on Rosh Hashanah. We blow the shofar on Rosh Hashanah that we will be afraid. We'll be afraid from all what he did, and we will run away from all bad things that we did. And then we win the Yitzhara, and the Yitzhara will lose. This is the reason why we do the shofar. My friend, Hashem give us Shabbat. And the Shabbat Shuvah, he has some kind of power that it can help you for all year. That we call it Shabbat Arichta, the long Shabbat. But as I told you before, there is a condition. The only condition is when, Be'ezat Hashem, you take an opportunity, that you take the condition, because those holy days, if you don't respect the condition that it represents, so you lost. Shabbat can help you. Look, all week we wait for Shabbat. Shabbat come, we rest. Where we rest? Why Hashem give us Shabbat to rest? Hashem give us Shabbat to rest for only one reason, so that we take some strength. Baruch Hashem, there is no telephone, there is no television, there is nothing, no work, nothing. Just rest. We take some kohot on Shabbat to face the rest of the week. But if we do, after Rosh Hashanah, after the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, we respect the Rosh Hashanah, the first Shabbat after Rosh Hashanah, before Kippur, that has some kind of power to help you for all year. Honest. Yeah, you know why? There is a reason. I would like to tell you one of the reasons. Why we do Shabbat Shuvah. I was thinking this week that it's like to thank Shabbat for what she did for us. What Shabbat did for us. When Adam was born on Rosh Hashanah, and when he failed and he did the sin, Hashem wanted to kill him. Adam and Chava. But Shabbat started to cry. Shabbat, she said to Hashem, you created the world in 6 days. Now it's Shabbat. I will stay Shabbat alone with no Adam. You born Adam. Adam was born only to serve you. Adam was born that he will believe on you. And to believe on you, you give him Shabbat. You're going to give him Shabbat. Now if you kill him, so why you created the world? Please Hashem, give him a chance. Let him live. Let him live. So he will do Teshuvah. And HaShabbat is the same letters of Teshuvah. Please Hashem. So who prayed for Hashem, to Hashem, for Adam Rishon? Shabbat. So Hashem said to Shabbat, I listen to you. I will not kill him. So I will give him the first Shabbat to live. And then every Shabbat he will respect it. He will remember that because of you, he is alive. So my friend, when Adam Rishon spent the first Shabbat of his life, it was the second day of his life. He was born on Friday, now it's Shabbat. He said, Mizmor Sheli Yom HaShabbat. He composed a song about Shabbat, and he thanks Shabbat for what she did for him. So now, my friend, don't forget, all of us who were in the body of Adam Rishon. All of us will spend Shabbat with Adam Rishon in Gan Eden. So now you understand why Shabbat Shuvah, he has a koah, he has a strength. Because when we respect Shabbat Shuvah, that reminds us that with the zichut, with the merit of Shabbat, we are here today. And that's why Shabbat is so important. Because of Shabbat we are here. Now you understand why we don't have 2 days. Why we have 2 days of Rosh Hashanah? We should have only 1 day. Why 2 days? Why 2 days? We should have only 1 day of Rosh Hashanah. Why 2 days? You know why? Because the first day of Rosh Hashanah, Adam Rishon was born. So it was Friday. So automatically the second day, it was Shabbat. So that's what we do. 2 days, our rabbis, they said, 1 day is not enough. We need 2 days. Because according to the Torah, we need only 1 day. But the rabbis came and they said, no, we need 2 days. Why? The second day is to say thank you to Shabbat. Thank you to Shabbat. Because of Shabbat, Adam lived. And because of Shabbat, Adam, Hashem forgive his sin. So it's automatically, we have to do 2 days. And it's an opportunity. If we did not do a good Shabbat, on Shabbat, if we did not do a good Teshuvah on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, so we have a chance. We have the second Shabbat. And besides this, what about if Rosh Hashanah will be on Shabbat? So we cannot blow the shofar. So because of this, we have 2 days. That's somebody told me. So he told me, Rabbi David, I love you, Shio, but maybe there is a reason why there is 2 days, because a lot of times happen that Shabbat is on Rosh Hashanah. So what about Rosh Hashanah? We're not allowed to blow the shofar. So that's why so I told him, no, I said, I'm not agree with you, because maybe Hashem, you could give us a permission to blow the shofar on Shabbat, because it's only 1 day. Because it's Pikuach Nefesh. Because on Rosh Hashanah is the day of the judgment. And the day of the judgment, Hashem could give us a special permission. So I said, I think the only reason why the rabbis give us 2 days for Rosh Hashanah, one is for the first day that we were born on Rosh Hashanah, and Adam did a sin, and all of us who were in his body when he did the sin, so all of us who did the sin, and because of this we did the sin all year. And the second day, it's to say thank you to Shabbat, that she prayed for us. And it's a chance and opportunity. If we did not do a good Teshuvah on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, so we can do the Teshuvah for the second day of Rosh Hashanah. And for Shabbat Teshuvah, it's Arichta. It's the Shabbat that it has the strength that he can lead you during the whole year. So my friend, now you understand. And don't forget, and I would like to finish, don't forget that when Moshe Rabbeinu, he was in the Shamayim, and he received the Torah, the last mitzvah that Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, before the Bnei Israel did the Egel, he told him, yeah, Moshe, the Jews, they did. After he told him about Shabbat, he told him about the Egel. So the question is, next, I will talk about that for the next lecture. For the moment, I want just to wish you bracha v'atzlacha, and God bless you.
على ربيع حيم بنتو وقف لنا زي خو